Today, Tuesday, the 1st of October 2024, we have some hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to even more games, as well as our top 10 or top 15 match predictions based on corner kick events, goals, match prediction picks, straight wins, and other possible event picks, which we share to members only, then of course you want to make sure that you join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan and start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. You can easily click on it and join to become a member so as to benefit from all our hand-picked match prediction event based on our top 10 or top 15. They include also early access to games based on big league events like Premier League, Champions League, Bundesliga, other league type, and many other big league events. So without wasting time, I'm going to begin with the first match pick of our today's list. Looking at the first pick, we are looking at Bettingn in the Premier League, a match between Paro against BFF Academy. For this event, you're going to see that the recent performance of Paro, which is the home team, proved that they are very offensive, scoring between 4, 7, 7, and 5 goals per each event. That of the opponent, on the other hand, is not as good and they are very conceding. Looking at the comparison in terms of the home form of Paro, they are very, very offensive. And looking at the stand comparison in terms of form of these two, we are going to see that Paro, which is the home team, based on recent events they have had, they are very, very offensive. For 5 games played, they have scored 25 goals and 7 concedes. That's an average goal score rate of 5. Based on the home, you're going to see here, they are still very good. Average goal score rate of above 4, as you can see here. But that of its opponent based on the way have conceded rate, which is great. You can see the away team is located right in the 9th position, and they have scored just 3 goals for 5 events played, conceding up to 12 goals. This tells us how they are weak in defense and want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular event, Paro is very offensive, having an average goal score rate of above 4, while its opponent have conceded rate which is above 3 or 2.5 and going upward. We want to look at the possibility of Paro to take advantage of the weak defense of the opponent. Therefore, we are looking at Paro to lead, as well as the possibility of 1.5 goals or 2 goals over for this event in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking at Asia in the AFC Champions League, a match between Johor Darul playing against Shanghai Shenhua. In this event, first, I'll look at the performance of Johor based on recent event they have had. This is, you can see the performance of Johor based on recent event prove that they are very, very good. That of the opponent also, on the other hand, in the Super League of China, you're going to see they are also good, scoring between 2 and 4 goals per event. Of course, this is the stand and is in the second round of this tournament. Looking at the form position of these two in terms of stands, you're going to see that Shenhua has played 1 game, scoring 4 goals, while Johor Darul, on the other hand as well, has played 1 event, having 2 goals and conceding 2. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular tournament, this is just the second round, and both of these two teams want to impress. As a result, they want to play each other their best to see how they can secure best position on the league table based on this particular table, as you can see here. Therefore, want to look at the possibility of goals here. Since both sides want to impress, want to look at least 1.5 goal in this event in full time, or at least 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we'll look at Mexico in the Liga MX women, a match between Monterrey women against Mazlatan. For this event, you're going to see that Monterrey, which is the home team based on recent event they have played, showed average. That of the opponent, on the other hand, also showed that they are also very weak. Looking at the form comparison in terms of the stand, recent events they have had based on form, you're going to see that for the recent game played based on the home team, at home, you're going to see that Monterrey sits on the 3rd position, and recently they have played 5 games at home, having 4 wins, 14 goals scored, and 4 conceded. But the opponent, on the other hand, proved that based on the away, they are not very good. You can see they concede much, and the score rate is not very good as compared to that of Monterrey. As a result, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this event, Monterrey women, which is the home team, have proved to be better in terms of recent event they have had, especially at home. This is a good team at home, and the away team proved that they concede much, especially when they play at the away. As a result, we want to look at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal here in full time for Monterrey to lead as well in full time. Looking at the next, we're looking at Champions League, that is the Europa Champions League, a match between Barcelona against Young Boys. The recent event of Barcelona played recently, especially in the La Liga, have shown that they are good, and they have also played much, especially in the Champions League, as you can see here against Monaco, and which is also a strong team, and they had 2-1. Its opponent, on the other hand, Young Boys in the Super League of, you can see here, Young Boys Super League of Switzerland. They also proved that they are good, but of course, Barcelona in the La Liga and Young Boys in Switzerland are two different. Looking at the stands, this is the Champions League, and they're coming to meet. Both of these two sides will want to impress. And looking at the stands in terms of form, you're going to see that the classification of these two on the table shows Barcelona here on the 23rd position. They have had one game conceding 2 goals. Of course, against the Young Boys, on the other hand, have also had one game conceding 3. And looking at everything in place, we are looking at two major picks in this event in full time. The classification of both of these two teams on the table have proved that they are very downward on the league table. As a result, both of these two want to impress to see how they can secure a better place on the table, as well as having a point to see how they can move forward. In this event, of course, since both of the two sides want to impress, we are looking at goals possibility as the best choice here. 1.5 going full time is one of the options, or 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we look still in the Europe Champions League, but this time Bayer Leverkusen against AC Milan. In this event, Bayer Leverkusen have proved based on recent events that they are very good. As you can see here, that of its opponent AC Milan, on the other hand, is also very good. And of course, looking at the stance placement of these two based on the table, you're going to see that Leverkusen sit on the 3rd position, and Milan, on the other hand, sits right here on the 29th position, conceding 3 goals for one event played, while Leverkusen seems to be better. They have had up to 4 goals for just one event they have played. And looking at everything in place, we are looking at two major picks in full time. For this event, both of these two teams are good. And based on the recent game they have had in their various league, they have performed great. And this time, they are coming to meet each other for this particular tournament. And since they want to see how they want to fight to regain or to gain point, to see or stand on the better position, of course, we want to look at goals probability as the best option, since both sides want to impress. 1.5 goal is one of our major options. We also want to look at least 2 goals here in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking still in the Champions League, but this time PSV Eindhoven against Sporting. For this event, of course, Eindhoven proved to be good based on recent event they have had. That of Sporting as well, on the other hand, proved also to be very good. Now, looking at the stands, of course, this is the Champions League, and both of these two want to impress. And of course, looking at the stand table, you're going to see Sporting on the 10th position and PSV Eindhoven on the 27th position. And looking at everything in place, we are looking at two major picks here in full time. For this tournament, both of the two sides want to impress. This is the Champions League, and all of the teams will want to fight based to see how they can have good position. Therefore, goals probability is one of the most best option here. 1.5 goal at least in this event in full time is our major pick. Looking at the next, we look still in the Champions League, but this time Slovan Bratislava against Man City. In this event, Slovan have proved to be good in terms of recent event they have had. That of that is Man City as well. Also, the Premier League have proved to be good. Looking at the stands, both of these two, of course, they will sit here. Looking at the comparison, Man City sit on a better place as compared to Slovan Bratislava. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in full time. For this particular event, of course, Man City, which is the away team, we want to see how they can perform to have better position on the table. Slovan, on the other hand, also want to impress. Therefore, want to look at two options here. One, Man City to lead. Second, at least 1.5 goal or 2 goals in this match in full time. The next is going to be still in the Europe Champions League, but this time Dortmund against Celtic. In this event, Dortmund proved to be very good in the Bundesliga recent play they have had. Celtic, on the other hand, based on the Premier League of Scotland, you're going to see that they are also very good. And looking at the stands, the placement of these two stands here, based on Dortmund, that is Celtic, sit on the second, and Dortmund sits right here. Let's check that again. Celtic sits on the second and Dortmund on the fifth. And looking at everything in place, we'll look at two major picks in full time. For this event, we want to look at 1.5 goal or 2 goals over as the best possibility for this event, since both of the two sides want to impress. And when both are to impress, we want to look at goals possibility as one of the safest options in full time. Therefore, we'll look at 1.5 goals or at least 2 goals over for this event in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking at England in the Professional Developmental League, a match between Sheffield United against Barnsley. For this event, of course, Sheffield have proved to be very good, scoring between 2 to 3 and even 6 goals per event. Its opponent, on the other hand, also proved to be good. And looking at the stands in terms of the form comparison of these two, you're going to see that these two sides are good in terms of form. Recent games they have had, you can see for Sheffield, for 5 events played, they have had 5 wins, 23 goals scored, and 2 conceded. Its opponent, on the other hand, is also good at scoring, but the defense is not that very strong. And looking at everything in place, we are looking at two major picks here in full time. Since both offense of these two sides are good, we want to look at the possibility of goals because one of the opponent have weak defense. Therefore, we are looking at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we'll look at Russia Cup, a match between Lokomotiv Moscow against Orenburg. For this event, the home team, Lokomotiv Moscow, have proved to be very offensive in recent events they have had. Its opponent, on the other hand, proved that they are very conceding and they are not very good. Looking at the stand comparison of these two, you're going to see that based on form, the home team, of course, proved to be better, sitting on the first position for 2 events played. They have had 5 goals, no goal conceded, very offensive and very defensive. The opponent, on the other hand, of course, proved to be very poor. For 2 events played, they have conceded up to 4 goals. And looking at everything in place, we are looking at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, the home team proved to be very good, very offensive, and very defensive. The opponent, which is the away team, is very conceding and they are weak in offense. Therefore, the home team want to take advantage of the weak defense of the opponent and want to look at the home team to lead in full time as one of the options, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time. And to those of you who want to have access to our upcoming match prediction based on top 10 and top 15 list of match predictions with high level of win rate, then of course you want to make sure that you join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to start to have access to members only videos, especially based on our top 10 and top 15 game prediction picks based on 1.5 and 2.5 goals, corner kick events, straight wins, and other possibilities. You can have access as well, that is early access, once you are a member, to big league events like Premier League, Champions League, Bundesliga, Conference League, and other big league events like Premier League and more. It is good for you to have early access so that you are going to take advantage of the odds we provide in time and put everything in order before the start of the game. To have early access as well, you want to make sure that you are a member of the Level 2 Pro plan so that you are also going to access all our hand-picked predictions that we share to members only to take your winning to the next level. So the link is below this video description. You can easily click on it, join to become a member, and start to benefit from all of these features. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.